Hello and welcome. My name is Dan Meyer. I'm editor-in-chief of RCR Wireless News. Thanks for joining us today. Today I'm joined by Martin Taylor, who's CTO at Metaswitch, to talk a bit about NFV. So, hey, Martin, thanks for joining us today. We appreciate it.
Nice talking to you, Dan.
Thanks. Well, let's talk a bit about, obviously, we're kind of talking a little bit about NFV, and so I'm hoping to get, I guess, maybe some insight from Metaswitch on the market. So perhaps you can start with just, I guess, a little overview of kind of how Metaswitch participates in this growing and exciting NFV ecosystem.
Sure. So essentially, we are a vendor of virtualized network functions in and around the IMS space. So we're talking about IMS core, telephony application servers, session border controllers, media gateway controllers, and management capabilities to go with that, all available in the form of virtualized network functions for deployment on an NFV infrastructure.
Got it. Okay, so maybe can you touch a bit about, I guess, the current market? I mean, obviously, it seemed 2014 was a huge year, at least in a PR sense, for NFV. You guys obviously have been working in the space quite a bit longer. But I guess your general view of kind of where the NFV market is today, and maybe what you're seeing, I guess, in terms of adoption and the development of the NFV ecosystem technology, I guess, at this point.
Sure. So, I mean, clearly, NFV is relatively new, and it involves a massive change and transformation in the industry. So, as we would expect, the large network providers who are planning to go with NFV, they haven't yet finished their architectural thinking and all of their design and build out of that infrastructure. However, what they are doing is, while they're engaged in that process, they are at the same time changing their procurement policies so that if they've got some sort of a new build out that they need to do, and we're seeing this particularly around voice over LTE, but in some other areas as well, rather than going about procuring physical network functions, the boxes that they would normally have used in the old way of doing things, they are increasingly specifying that they want software-based solutions and that they can deploy in a virtualized way. Because, of course, the procurement cycle is often long. It may go a year, 18 months. And by the time, actually, they get ready to start deploying this stuff, they expect to have a lot of that NFV infrastructure in place. And even if they don't, they recognize there are ways and means that they can run those pieces of software in a virtualized environment and then maybe add orchestration and all the fancy management stuff, as an add-on later.
Got it. Okay, so and obviously it does make sense, at least initially, to kind of maybe use these like in a greenfield application. Obviously, it does seem like maybe one of the challenges going forward is going to be that support for legacy operations as well. I mean, obviously, NFV is at some point hopefully going to be very, very diverse in a network, but these operators have a lot of legacy equipment out there, and it seems like that can be a bit of a challenge too. It's going to be kind of that support for the old stuff while still kind of driving the new evolution of NFV.
Sure. So, I mean, NFV introduces some additional new management challenges around orchestration and operations automation. These are things that weren't really possible before, so this is seen as a plus. But the things that you have always had to do with networks, like monitor their health, keep an eye on alarms and liveness of the network, do the provisioning and configuration, those things don't go away. They maybe get a little bit easier because typically with virtualized network functions, you're looking at modern pieces of software that tend to expose friendlier APIs, like RESTful web services APIs, which are just a lot easier to work with than the traditional kinds of command line interface or CORBA or those kind of traditional telco integration points. So I think the problem will get easier, but it won't go away entirely, of course.
Yeah, gotcha. That makes sense. Okay, well, Martin, we definitely appreciate the insight today. Thanks so much for that, and hopefully we'll be able to talk again soon.
Cool. Thank you.
Thanks a lot.